So this is Ruth, and you've got the Triumph Street Scrambler 900, is it? Yeah, how are you getting on with that?
Love it.
Love it?
Absolutely love it, yeah.
How long have you had it for?
2 years now.
Yeah, about 2 years.
About 2 years, yeah.
Yeah. And what brought you onto this then? What's your bike history? Where did you start?
I started a long time ago with a little Kawasaki KH100.
Oh, yeah.
Passed my... Well, then I had an Honda XL125. Passed my test.
So many people have had XL125s that I've had on these.
Yeah,
street.
I really loved that bike as well. It was lovely. I went on to a Suzuki X7. Then
Sorry, I'm not aware of that one. Was that 700, is it?
no, I think it was a 300. It wasn't that,
Oh, was it?
that great. Yeah,
Never heard of
that was a number of years ago. Then had a break from bikes. And then when my children were little, I got another bike just to commute because I was travelling long miles to work, and that was a Yamaha Virago, a 535.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah, it was really good, and I did enjoy it. Then after another little break from biking, I got a Kawasaki Versys. And that was a 650. Absolutely loved that bike. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little short for it, so it was a bit precarious on my tiptoes at times, but yeah, it was okay. Then I got an ER6F, and then moved on to this one.
It's quite a history then. Yeah, that's good. Oh, that's all right. And what brought you onto the Street Scrambler then? How come you went for this one as opposed to a T100 or any of the others? Was it the looks of it, or?
Yeah, I think it was partially the looks of it, and it was. I test rode it and I fell in love with it immediately. Yeah,
We talked about getting scramblers when we first got together, and we said it'd be, what the ideal scenario would be us having a couple of scramblers just going off in the sunset. Be wonderful. And you got the scrambler, and I kind of went all around the houses not to get one.
Yeah. So am I right in saying you had a 650 Versys as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I had the same year, wasn't it? That's how we kind of got started talking with him, was because we realised that we had the same year bike and both sort of talked about extolling its virtues. Really, it's an absolutely wonderful bike.
Yeah.
It's certainly a great first starting bike for me. I mean, it was my starting bike, big bike. So.
Right. Okay. Have you both got cars as well? Do you drive a car as well, or is it just bikes?
I drive a car. John doesn't. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this just like a weekend leisurely rider, is it, as opposed to a commuter of any description?
No, I do use it sometimes for work as well. Depends on the weather and what I'm up to.
Yeah.
It's not always practical for work. My job is a fundraiser for Children's Hospice Southwest, so that quite often means that I have to take things out and about with me, either to deliver to people that are doing fundraising events for us, or because I'm holding an event myself. So I need a car to carry all that in.
Yes.
And that's not so practical on a bike, but yes, I have used it for work.
Yeah.
And I did used to use my Versys quite a lot to go backwards and forwards to work as well. So yeah.
It's nothing worse in the summer when you got to go to work and you think, I'll take the bike today, and then you get a phone call or something and think, oh, I've got to take something which you can't carry on the bike. It puts me in an instant wiggy. But isn't it nice that you're both into the same kind of hobby sort of thing, or whatever you want to call it? You're both into bikes.
We don't just use it for like days out and stuff. We actually go on holidays with them, little mini tours and stuff, like 700-mile things, and just go and visit friends.
Yeah.
We visit on the 650s. When we both had the 650s, we went up to Scotland to see a couple of friends of ours, Mark and Julia. That was in Coldstream. That was quite an epic journey.
Yeah.
Certainly on the way back.
Was that a 3-day trip, was it? Or?
It was actually.
We had an overnight stay at my cousin's in just outside Chesterfield, and then we carried on up to Scotland, stayed there a few days, and then it was one trip back home.
16,
was it?
16 hours.
There had been
16 hours.
There had been an accident on the M6, which meant massive diversions. Of course, they were diverting everything, buses and lorries. So it was quite hideous, actually. Yeah.
Very sore bottoms. Very, very sore.
Yeah. Is there anything that you changed about the Scrambler, if you had a chance, or is it something that you can't really pick fault at?
I can't really pick fault with it particularly. All I would say is that I do get cold knuckles. Although I have heated grips, I still get cold on the outside of my knuckles, so it would be nice to have some protection from the wind, but actually it's not too big a deal, to be honest.
Am I right in saying they do bark busters for this as well? The hand guard things?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's probably a worthwhile investment, maybe.
Yeah, but it's also, how it will look with them on and things like that, so it's...
I think it will look quite good. There's plenty of things I want to do to that bike.
Yes. Yeah.
John wants to do things to my bike. I'm quite happy as it is, but if he wants to do things, then that's fine.
Yeah. You want to keep an eye on him, don't you?
Well, I want to, but whether or not I can is a different matter. So
You're not in the garage 24/7, love.
No.
Yeah, I've got a lot of friends on bikes.
Have you?
Actually, yeah. I'm part of Devon Freewheelers as well.
Oh, okay.
So obviously that's the blood bikes in Devon, transporting things between doctors' surgeries and hospitals and things, and I'm part of that.
Oh, that ties in with your job, does it? Or?
No, completely voluntary. It's not part of my job, but it's something that I do on a voluntary basis. So obviously I know quite a lot of people that do that. And all the magnificent work that Devon Freewheelers do.
Yes,
so all the bikers there. I don't ride the bike as part of that. I drive a car because they have a Versys 1000 and I'm too short for it.
Oh, what a shame.
So I do know a lot of bikers through that.
Just to clarify what Devon Freewheelers do, what do they actually do? They transport blood or medicine? Or?
Yeah, all sorts of things, bloods, medicines, samples, between doctors' surgeries to hospitals. They pick up bloods from people's homes if they're on home dialysis to take to the hospital for testing. Medication, when somebody's been discharged from hospital, if the medication isn't ready, they will sometimes pick that up from the ward and deliver it to that person's home. Surgery runs, picking up samples from surgeries and taking to the hospital for testing and things like that. So it saves the NHS hundreds of thousands of pounds a year. So
do you have to be ROSPA trained, don't you, to be able to do that, or some sort of higher qualification in biking, or
advanced rider? And that's it. And then you go out for a check ride to make sure that you're proficient and not going to do anything stupid.
That's not easy to do either, is it? That's quite a course to take, that, I believe.
I've not done it. They keep wanting me to do it, and I will do. It's just getting the time to do it, and I know that I can't ride the bike for that voluntary work. So we'll do it at some point when we can, but at the moment it's not a particular priority for us. Even though it would be a good thing to have, it's not that priority.
Life is busy, isn't it? It's hard to get everything in, and
definitely.
I'm exactly the same, doing all this, and family life, and it's difficult to do. But you both come down from Barnstaple today to Exeter, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Thank you very much, because I was going to struggle to get to you today. So
you could wash my bike for me if you like.
Yeah, well, is that the time? I think my page is going off. But thank you so much for coming down. I really appreciate it. You're both superstars for that. So there you go. That's John and Ruth. Thank you very much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you've got any questions, put them down in the comments. And I'll see you next week, Monday at 4 p.m. Thanks for watching.